So basically, I'm just going to jump straight into it. Obviously, the panel we're dealing with is about the social media era and so forth. My first question is to everybody down the panel. What have you learned so far in your chosen creative field that you would advise anybody aspiring to be a filmmaker, creator, or musician in this digital and social media era? I will start with Anonymous next to me, and then lead our way down.
I can answer first if you like.
Oh, go ahead. Rosie's got one. Go ahead.
So my creative chosen field is music, and so I'm a musician, singer, songwriter. And I think one of the big things that I've learned through being in this industry for the last 12 years is probably that experience is everything, and you should take any kind of like performance opportunities and kind of like networking opportunities, as many as you can. That's like been one of my big learning points, because like I get quite anxious a lot, and I don't really tend to go out of my comfort zone, but I find that the best way to learn and to grow is to always go out of your comfort zone and push yourself. So that's mine.
You next?
Oh, I was just going to say, being a creative and an artist, I'm sure we can all agree in this kind of social media era, it's great free advertising and putting yourself out there, and you can be so personal, you can connect with fans and people and connections. We were sat at the front saying, what's your Instagram to everyone? And I think, don't kind of knock it. You can really use what is available to you, and I definitely do, and I've met great people through it, connected with people, and I'm able to share what I do for free with the whole world, and I think it's fantastic.
I would add also using, as you were saying, the social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok has much better algorithms, so you get a much bigger audience, and also a lot of learning tools. For example, Epic Games does a lot of training for the Unreal Engine 5, which is actually incredible software, and it's free as well, so anyone can download it and use the software, basically.
Harry? Daniel?
You know, I love that you missed out YouTube in that as well. I mean, YouTube's one of the biggest platforms anyway to be able to, really, really put your name out there. And I would say, going on the question, for people who are thinking about, for people who are actually thinking about using YouTube, consider actually niching yourself. So if you are maybe a filmmaker, what in particularly, or what genre would you want to be known for on the platform? I've had clients who they will try and niche themselves in like 3 or 4 different areas, but they don't really get known for something. Whereas for someone who maybe just specializes in something like horror, then people can kind of get used to the idea that that channel would be the go-to channel for maybe the horror genre, or maybe something very particular in horror. So definitely for me, YouTube is going to be a great platform really to work out who your niche is and then create content that actually focuses on targeting that niche.
I've got something to add. Also, the slight issue with YouTube is that certain software is like you could be like learning something, and then suddenly that bit that you need to click or press is not there, and it's like Maya is the worst culprit because there's so many different versions of Autodesk Maya, which usually do like 3D animation, rigging, modeling. It's kind of you'll be doing it, and then you're like, oh, that's Maya 2015, not 2018. It's just like, oh man, it's annoying, but that's the thing where you have to, when you do search for things, type in the specific kind of the version of the program that you're using, like Blender or Maya, or all these different softwares, the version, and then you get the specific one that you want, basically.
Cool. What about Harry? What's your inputs?
Yeah, I mean, I can only really approach the question as a filmmaker. That's my background. I think the advice I'd give someone who's kind of aspiring to work in that field is that you need to make stuff, kind of echoing what a lot of folk have said. But I think it's something that, in film particularly, it's often difficult. We have a conception that you need a crew, you need a large group of people, you need locations, camera equipment, lighting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I think a lot of people who aspire to work in the industry never overcome that first obstacle. So I think the really important thing, is to focus on, not aspiring to kind of, great things right off the bat, being okay with starting small and working from there.
I completely agree. And also not waiting for things to be perfect. I think that's always a massive hindrance for people. They wait for something to be perfect before they put themselves out there, and just get yourself out there, join the community, and just go for it.
Cool. Thanks for the answers. Really in depth.